Hello, everybody. Good to have your company. Just going to get everything all set so I can see you guys. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget to let us know whereabouts you're watching from. Love to keep an eye on everybody and say g'day wherever it's possible. Hello to David Keeney. Oh, Taylor Gerdes. I hope I said that right. Jamie Holst Mesley, Aaron Bembenek. Aaron's always on the plan. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Wednesday Nights with Wade. Wonderful to have your company. Hope you're all having a great, wow, can you believe it? How long is it till Christmas? I bet there's people out there that know exactly. So it's actually Thursday. Hello, Jennifer Nunakoven. It's actually Thursday, the 10th of December in Australia right now. It's 12:30, so it's lunchtime in Australia. I know it's like 7:30 Iowa time. I think it's 8:30 in Ohio. So, yeah, I know the time differences are a bit different, but it's about 2 weeks to go till Christmas. Can you believe it? So wonderful to have your company. I'm really excited about this. I have so much respect for this particular couple and what they bring to our sport. Before we get into that chat, before we head to Worcester, let's talk about the Knoxville Raceway website. Get across it, knoxvilleraceway.com. Go down the left-hand side of the page and sign up to receive the Dirt newsletter, which gives you all the information about what's coming up in season 2021. Exciting if you didn't catch it last week when we spoke to Brett Moffat. The NASCAR Camping World Truck Series is coming to Knoxville Raceway July 9 as part of a massive July 9, July 10 weekend featuring non-wing sprints as well. I think like a $20,000 to win show there. But the Friday night, the NASCAR Camping World Trucks. Okay, Travis, tell me what it is in Pennsylvania time then. All right, I'll call you out, Travis Graspy. What time is it in PA and are you off the porch? Let's wait and see what he tells me. Of course, the Knoxville Nationals, the NOS Energy Drink Knoxville Nationals, presented by Casey's, coming up August 11 to 14. August 8, the Capitani Challenge. Wonderful event. It honors. It's the 10th. Can you believe it? The 10th annual Ralph Capitani Classic this year as well. So I'm waiting. Oh, Travis is saying he's in Iowa. Okay. So I wouldn't even know what time it is in Pennsylvania. Maybe you can help me out. Oh, Tammy Harsky in Goodrich, Minnesota. She grew up in Winfield, Iowa, about 2.5 hours or so away from Knoxville. Edmond, Oklahoma is where Russ Killingsworth is tuned in. A Sooner. I love Oklahoma. Of course, it's the home of the greatest country music singer God ever pumped wind into, Garth Brooks. Hey, from Bunbury, Jenny Davis. That's in Australia, by the way, in Western Australia, in case you are wondering. So standing by in a very cool location, of course, will be Sheldon Haudenschild and Zan Smith. Now, Haudenschild or Haudenschild? How do you guys say it? I've often been confused because the wild child rhymes with Haudenschild, of course, but some people say Haudenschild. So I'm looking forward to asking that question of Sheldon. Let's go now over to where they are preparing for their wedding this weekend. Can I ask you all to press share? Reach over onto your device, whatever you're watching this on right now, and press share, because I'd love you to get this out for us. So wherever you can, and tag friends in it, and let's get people across this story. Don't forget, of course, as well, the Knoxville Raceway winter merchandise range, the Dennison's Racing Tees merchandise range is out with some cool jackets and hoodies and jumpers, sweats, all sorts of really groovy stuff. So get across that, the Dennison's Racing Tees. Knoxville Raceway winter range is out. All right, let's do it. Let's go to OHIO and see if we can't catch up with Sheldon and Zan. Howdy from Hollywood, California, Mike Loomer. That's very cool. All right, now they're sideways, but we're hoping we'll get that. I knew that would happen, Zan. It's always the way. You get it all set up perfectly. You watch now, it'll just go, and it'll be back and perfect. There we go. There's Pella as well. Hey, Pella. She's not even going to look at me. It's generally the way it works. She completely disses me. She lets me have a quick pat in the infield at Knoxville, and then she's like, all right, you need to go now. You've had enough. Hello, Zan and Sheldon, and hello, Pella. Good to see you guys.
How's it going?
I'm good. Welcome to Wednesday Nights with Wade. Whereabouts are you? I'm going to guess it's your shop, of course, but where is that, Sheldon?
In Worcester, at home.
Beautiful part of the world. My son, Riley, is trying to get a soccer scholarship in America, and he's got a number of colleges to choose from, and one of them that has come up is Worcester. So I'm like thinking, maybe you could look after Riley for me. He could sort of house sit for you a little bit, that kind of stuff,
That'd be perfect. Is it the College of Worcester?
Yes, correct.
Yeah, they have a really nice sports building and field and everything. Really nice.
I did hear something to do with David Bowie, like David Bowie's son or something like that went to college there.
Yeah, that's
nice.
true.
Okay. Well, I'll see if I can lock him in. He just needs a scholarship to play soccer. I'll see you, Pella. So I did well to get her attention for that long. It is wedding week. Kalia Kongor has just said, wedding week! Oh, my God! So this is my way of gate crashing. This is my way of Vince Vaughning you. It's my only way of getting invited. We're going to talk about all that sort of stuff. How many more sleeps, by the way?
Let's see. Wednesday, Thursday. Three.
So you're not counting them down?
No.
You actually had to think about that and go, how many days is it again? I would have thought it would have been
well, race car people, we really don't know what day of the week it is anyway. So it could be Saturday, and I think it was Monday. So
there's only 2 days in the week, Sheldon. There's race day and not race day.
Exactly. And it is not race day this week.
No.
I do love your shop, mate. You got some cool toys, a lot of dirt bikes. What dirt bikes do you have back there behind you?
Just a couple pit bikes that I play around on, and just toys.
A lot of green there, mate. What's the go?
Well, I just haven't messed with them yet. I got one orange one, one black one, and then I actually won one of those in a raffle, and I just sat it there and haven't touched it.
Because, and I'm going to do this to you a fair bit, you guys, because I happen to have a couple of images that have been, forwarded to me that, and every now and again, I'm just going to do this. You guys can see that. Whereabouts was that taken, Sheldon? Do you know?
That was in Marion, Ohio. I was 8 years old. I used to go there with my dad probably every other weekend.
I love it. Getting some air. Now, was that always the plan, Sheldon, that you would be focused on dirt bikes, or were you always thinking, I'll ride dirt bikes until I'm old enough to race a sprint car?
There was no plan, really. My dad took me go-kart racing. We did that 2 times. Didn't have that much fun doing that. And right beside the go-kart place, there was a dirt bike track in Columbus. And my first couple weekends in the go-kart, I would always go watch the dirt bikes. So my dad was like, well, we'll just get a dirt bike. And then started racing dirt bikes. And, man, I probably raced dirt bikes every weekend until I was 16 years old.
Was there a water ski career on the horizon or something like that, mate? That looks like a pretty big life vest to me. What's going on there, Sheldon?
That's probably at my aunt's condo in California, I'm guessing. I don't know. My mom did some water skiing.
Look at that, mate. Look at that. Look at that, Zanny. Oh, what a beautiful baby. You know your mum was always going to come good with some great photos, right, Sheldon? She didn't even have to look very hard for them.
That's funny.
Yeah. It's not like you.
She's got a stash.
Now, ladies, just take a deep breath because the rig on this man, even at a young age, it's going to take your breath away. This is clearly what Zan got excited about back in that. Look at that.
Stacked.
Hey, check out the 6-pack already forming on that deal right there. So dirt bikes was where it was at, and you were getting pretty good at it. That was your passion. Who was your hero if you had one in dirt bikes?
Definitely Ricky Carmichael was my hero. Grew up watching him, and he was dominant. So You know, he won a lot, and as a kid, that's what you like to see, people winning. So that's who I looked up to. I can remember meeting Ricky for the first time was actually the only time I think I've ever met him was in Volusia. I heard he was there. It might have been Volusia, and he was always buddies with the Kane boys, Casey and Willie and all them, and they were into dirt bikes. And I remember hearing that Ricky was there. And so I took my dad's helmet and walked straight into Casey's trailer and had Ricky sign my dad's helmet, and Casey and Willie, and they were all in there. Had Ricky sign it, turned around, walked right out of there, had Ricky's helmet, or my dad's helmet with Ricky's signature on it that my dad was racing in that night. So it was pretty funny because, you know, Ricky was my hero.
Wow. So what was it like to meet him? Was it affirmed? Like, was he a cool cat, or you're like, oh God? They say sometimes to never meet your hero.
I don't really remember. I was so young and I was pumped. And like I said, I just walked right into Casey's trailer, got my dad's helmet signed, was stoked, turned around and went straight back to my dad, pumped up.
So show me the helmet that you tributed RC with when you ran that back in the day, because this is cool.
So actually last year I had this one painted like Ricky's. So he kind of designed this helmet back, I think 04. And so he had two perfect seasons. I think it was 04 and 06 that he won every race in a season, which is crazy. And it was weird because I got this helmet painted and then we started winning last year. So I don't know. I have to get another one.
You know, I don't want to talk about the COVID stuff too much, Sheldon, but it was strange, wasn't it, watching the Supercross stuff in particular with empty stadiums, man? That was just weird, wasn't it?
Yeah, super weird. And, man, you know, they're in the same boat as us, and what do you do? You know, it's good that they're getting racing, and hopefully their schedule next year allows them to race a little bit more.
How many helmets do you have back there in your collection, mate?
I think I have around 50 right now. I'm not 100% sure.
Okay. Does Dad collect them as well?
So they're just me and Dad's helmets. So all the ones on that side are mine. All that side are Dad's.
Wow. Does he collect helmets as well or not?
No, not really. So he used to give all his helmets away, and then, or he would sell them. Like 2009 and 10, when I started racing, you know, my dad would spend every dollar he had on me to go racing. So we would sell his helmets for $1,000 or whatever to pay race car bills. And, you know, slowly those helmets dwindled away. And I've been trying to get some of them back, and but it's hard.
Yeah. Well, I bet people have got them, man. I bet they're stacked up in somewhere special with somebody, because they wouldn't just be in an attic or something. They'd be somewhere in someone's man cave. Yeah,
it's hard to say. Like, my dad gave fire suits away. I had a guy come up to me in South Dakota last year who owned a bar, and my dad just gave him an old Pennzoil suit, and it was like one of the first ones. And, you know, I know my dad, he would give stuff away. He didn't really sell stuff until I started racing. We needed the money to do it. But, like, I had a guy come up and get a fire suit, and, you know, what do? I want the fire suit, so not ideal to pay for it, but I will. You know, it's tough when you know someone gets something for free, and then, you know, you give them a couple grand or $1,000 for it. But what do?
How big is Worcester?
I don't know the population. It's a pretty good sized town. We kind of have two ends of town, like a newer section of town with all our stores, and then a really nice downtown.
So over the years, Sheldon, I've heard your last name said multiple ways, and I guess that was like that when you were at school as well. And God forbid how Zan has to explain it to people who aren't race car fans. She's about to learn that every day. How do you say your last name?
It's Haudenschild.
Okay, so it doesn't rhyme with child. It would have been good if it had been Wild Child, Haudenschild, because I thought I remember announcers, even at Eldora back in the day, sometimes saying Haudenschild.
Well, it got confusing probably for people because of Dad's nickname, Child, but really it's shield, like a helmet shield.
Yeah, right. does Worcester recognise the incredible contribution that your dad has made to the profile of the city, mate? Because it's known worldwide, and the population is 26,560 apparently. Sheldon, thanks to Eric Arnold, I think it just provided me that. But does Worcester recognise what your dad's done to lift the profile of the city, or not so much?
Man, I don't know. Maybe not the city exactly, but definitely. But a lot of people in town know him, and you know, even just outside of Worcester, you know, Holmes County, where he's from, Holmesville, Apple Creek, all these little towns around here. A lot of people know my dad, and you know what he's done, and you know, it's same with the Jacobs and Brad and the guys from here. You know, I live right on the line going into Apple Creek. I drive there about every day, and you see the little sign that says Sprint Car Hall of Famer Brad Doty, or you go to Holmesville and you see Kenny Jacobs' name on the sign. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it absolutely is. Brad always makes me laugh because he says Apple Creek, but I think he's just doing that because he's, you know, like when you wash your car. Do you wash your car, Zan, or do you wash it? Because the people in Ohio talk a bit funny.
They do. No, I wash things.
So is it a creek or a creek?
I say creek.
Okay, because it does, you know, so there can be variations on these things. Zan, where is home for you originally? Where were you born?
Burn, Indiana.
Okay. So what's it like being an Ohio girl, or are you always an Indiana girl living in Ohio?
I'm an Indiana girl living in.
Yeah. And I would think you definitely wouldn't get that wrong. It's either one or the other, isn't it? Looks like
He's back.
There we go. Sorry, my link just froze a little bit then. So you're definitely one or the other, right? Because Indiana is a very different world to Ohio, right?
I feel like it is, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to ask you about cereal, Zan. Do you have a favorite cereal by any chance, like breakfast cereal?
Not a big cereal eater. No, Sheldon is.
You look like back in the day, you might have been a big Wheaties fan. Looks like you're actually in the box there, Zan. Can you recall that picture?
I think my mom was a Wheaties fan. They would put athletes on the box. So she probably had that.
Sheldon, look at your beautiful wife back in the day, mate.
She was a cutie.
Still is. I was going to say, not much has changed. I got to say a big thanks to your lovely mum, Vicky, who, you know, she may have helped me out with a couple of cute little images. But swimming, Zan, that was your passion, right?
Was.
Why was?
I got hurt in high school and just kind of didn't have a future. Even if I had gotten surgery, if I had decided to try to repair it, I was kind of beyond repair. I ended up tearing my rotator cuff twice just from overwork. So it was kind of, you know, I didn't really have a choice. Swimming was out for me. So I got to enjoy my senior year of high school, hanging out with friends. I wasn't used to doing that. I was used to doing 2-a-day practices and driving an hour each way. I hit the water about 4:30 in the morning, every morning. So it was different. Things changed really quick for me, but I got to go and enjoy college as well. And I wouldn't have gotten to, you know, have some of those experiences if I had been a student athlete. So.
Hey, how good's that one right there? Look at that big, what's that trophy? Dan, do you remember what that trophy is?
That's probably a conference trophy, would be my guess.
You know that your mum's come up with the goods for me right here, right? So
yeah.
And this one here. So I'm guessing this is breaststroke. Did you have a favorite stroke?
Yeah, that would have been it. 100 breast and then the 50 free were my two events.
Yeah, right. Did you ever get up in the morning to get into a pool at 4:30 in the morning, Sheldon, or have you ever seen 4:30 in the morning?
We stay up till 4:30.
Yeah, things are different now.
If you have a little girl one day, you have to promise me that you do her hair like this.
Oh, no.
That's awesome.
Now, how good is that?
The bangs and all.
I know, right? You definitely need to do a recreation of something like that, Sheldon. I think you need to, you know, for Halloween next year, perhaps. We need to talk about Halloween. Yo, there you go. You can roll that. The Halloween this year, you guys just knocked it out of the park. Now, Sheldon, you're obviously very secure in yourself, mate, because you're a BAD A55 sprint car driver. People look at that guy and go, holy cow, look at that guy Ron Peebley. He's a man's man. This does not reflect that scary, big, hairy man that looks like he drives that NOS energy drink number 17. But I got to say, you guys looked amazing. Whose idea was that?
Not mine.
That was my idea.
So that's pretty courageous, Sheldon, because that's a pretty interesting outfit you're rolling there.
Well, I just did it because I wanted to make the magic carpet.
Right.
Was why I did it. And look at Zan. Looking good.
Mate, I didn't even know that you're in that picture, to be honest with you. I had to look twice to even see that you're in it. Zan looks incredible. She could pull off the I Dream of Genie look as well for next year. I'm just saying that.
Well, Drew, our other crew guy, Drew, he was supposed to be in it. We wanted to paint his whole body blue to be the genie, but
he bailed on us because it was his birthday.
Yeah.
How did you work the carpet is what you wanted? How did that work out? Like, what was that? Because that was phenomenal.
That's on my one wheels. I'll show you.
So good.
This is the whole reason for the outfit right here.
So it's like a hoverboard, and I built a thing on it so I can put my magic carpet on it.
So good. So good. This is what we're used to seeing, right? This is more like the standard shot that we're used to seeing with Pella posing. But I got to say, your engagement photos as well were just next level, guys. Like, just, man, that is straight out of a Marvel movie. Like, you had to be, Zan, you in particular, you had to be so excited about the way those images turned out because they're just stunning.
Yeah, we got engaged in Lake Tahoe, and we ended up we had a couple of races in California, and the idea just kind of came to me like, let's do them there in the Bonneville Salt Flats because we would drive through there on the way home to race Eldora the following Friday. So we actually kind of threw everything together in about 3 days, and we drove there to Wendover, pulled over, spent the night, and then we took pictures for like maybe an hour, and we hit the road and kept driving. So it was pretty quick.
Wow. Wendover. There's not very much to Wendover. There's like Wendover. Is it Wendover Will or someone like that? The guy, the big picture at the start when you, oh, it may have just dropped out. I think we just lost their picture, but I know that they'll come back in a second. So I'm hoping that she'll add me back in. They're a great couple, aren't they? It won't take very much, I'm sure. There we go. I knew she'd pop back in there. I don't know what happened then, Zan. Sorry about that, love. You dropped out for a second. Is it Wendover? Is it Wendover Will, the guy that points at the gate there when you come in?
I'm not sure. We stayed at the casino.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like they have a big parking lot.
So all the power was out when we pulled in that night too.
Oh wow!
So I was like trying to fill up with diesel, couldn't fill up, so I had to wait till morning.
Importantly, could you clean the motorhome though, Sheldon? Because I know that that's a big focus for you.
Well, I got it all set up, but sometimes you just got to get dirty and truck across the country.
Zan, you and I have talked about his cleaning addiction on many occasions. He's not very good at cooking anything, but he knows how to clean the heck out of a motorhome, right?
Yes, he does.
Although, how about Sharpies in race suits, Zan? That's got to be one of your favourites, I think, isn't it, in the washing when he leaves a Sharpie in there? Am I bringing up something that I shouldn't bring up?
He leaves stuff in there all the time. What did I pull out last night?
Blue shop rags is the other one.
Blue shop rags. What was in there the other day? That was something out of your toolbox. I don't remember. Actually, the other day when I opened it, little pieces of paper just went, and I said, Sheldon, what was it this time? We don't know.
Probably receipts. Need them.
She's pretty brutal on the Twitter with you sometimes, Sheldon. Like that seems to be where she just does the little.
I know. I can't do nothing.
Well, it doesn't listen if I do it in person. So
yeah, right.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Zan, you were never going to date a race car driver. You told me that. And here you are marrying one.
Yeah. I don't know what happened.
Oh, look at him. How could you not fall in love with that face, eh? He's just so sweet and innocent, and he just wore you down, didn't he?
Yep. One day I was 18, not dating a sprint car driver, and then here we are. So I'm not sure what happened.
So who saw who first? Because this was at Victory Lane at Eldora, wasn't it?
No. So this was Kings Royal would have been before the races started.
Okay. So who saw who first?
Going around greeting the fans or greeting the drivers. We had to go see each driver, and that's when I saw them.
Oh, and what did you think? Did you think, all right, or did you not think that?
No, I don't think so.
I remember that photo, though.
Yeah, we have a picture of the day we met, which is kind of cool.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Is it on your phone?
Somewhere, yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, no pressure, but if you could drag that up at some point before the end of the interview, that would be great. So, Sheldon, what did you say? Do you remember your first line to her? Was it like sup, or was it like, do you come here often, or what do you think of the band, or what?
I don't remember. I think I messaged her and gave her my phone number or something.
Message me on Facebook with your phone number.
Yeah.
That was it, just his phone number.
Yeah, I think I just shot my number out there.
Now, she had to be thinking, oh, yeah, race car driver, as if I'm going to respond to this. Did you respond to him straight away, Zan, or how did this work?
No.
I don't even remember.
And I didn't send my number back.
Oh.
I think I waited a while, and then he said something else, and I answered on there rather than texting.
I had to keep trying.
Yeah.
That persist. Well, look how it's worked out so far. Where was the first date?
Man, I don't know.
Sheldon, this is important information.
I don't know.
I don't know. We don't
go on dates. We went to the races. Like her and her mom would start coming to the races, and then she drove to Worcester maybe a few times to see me, and then
you came to college to visit me.
Yeah.
Came to Burn where I live. I think the first time we actually went and did anything, we went to Longhorn with our notorious, third wheel Zach Ames. He always went with us. And the waitress would say, how am I doing the checks? And we would say, oh, we're together. And he would always say, I'm single, just to let the waitress know. So for years, that was our, there was really no date night without Zach, I don't think.
Oh, wow.
Ripper. Yeah.
That's cool. You mentioned in some of your social media stuff as well, Sheldon, that your crew boys are like brothers to you. That between Ripper and Nicholas and also Drew, that you guys are a pretty tight unit.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I've known Ripper a long time. I think 2010, 9 or 10, probably I've known Ripper. And I think 2013, I've known Drew. And I've known Nicholas for a long time too, just when he worked with Dale and George, and we would always be racing against them, and another young kid in the pits, so would make conversation. So I've known all three of them for a long time, and I got to work with Ripper for a long time, and we kind of had to go our separate ways, and kind of told him, give me some time and get established here and try and get you back when I'm ready and when you're ready. And, that time was last year, or this year. So that worked out great. And then Drew just started hanging out with us and working with us. And, he's been there ever since we pretty much met him and came racing with us. So that was pretty cool. And then Nicholas, even a few years ago, I kind of always told him, I'd love to work with you and, see what we could work out, or, it's not easy to find a team that will let you, have a good input on what guys you want. And I'm fortunate to be in that position and have three really good guys and that we all get along really well.
It's nice of the other teams to loan you Drew back on race night, Sheldon. He gets to work on your car sometimes as well.
Yeah, Ricky said it best. They just need to pay him and we'd save a little money.
He is phenomenal, isn't he? He's got a reputation for just a guy that will just help anyone, man.
That's just who Drew is. Like, Drew's a good guy, and he'll help anybody. It doesn't matter if, you know, they just met or he don't know him or what. That's just Drew. Drew will help anybody at any time. And, you know, it's pretty cool. He's just a good attitude guy, and we're lucky to have him on our team, and especially in my corner. You know, one of the funniest stories I have about Drew, I think, is, you know, every night he pushes me out on the track in the quad, and, you know, he'll give me a couple words and get, you know, I'm a pretty laid back dude and hard to get pumped up, but, you know, Drew will always, no matter what, even if I'm just straight faced, don't even acknowledge Drew, you know, he'll still say something and try and get me pumped up. And I don't remember what track it was, but he did his deal and, you know, left. And I think we were somewhere a week or two later, and when I pulled on the track, I pulled by Shane Stewart, and me and Drew and Shane were somewhere, and Shane was like, dude, Drew, I was pumped up. I was ready to go racing after you got Sheldon pumped up. Like, you know, it's just awesome to have in my corner, because not a lot of guys on the Outlaw Tour have that. And just where Drew comes from, you know, that's what they do. Football players, they get their team amped, and that's not something sprint car racing has, I think, other than my team right now. So a good thing to have in our corner that nobody else does, for sure.
So what is he saying to you? Give me some sort of, like, is it like a De Niro kind of, you know, any given Sunday kind of thing, or like what's the, you know?
It could be anything. Like,
Pacino.
He might just yell some cuss words at me and get me pumped up. Like, it don't matter. It could be anything, honestly. And it does get me pumped up, and I might not show it, and he knows that. So he just keeps doing it. And that's cool to me.
Absolutely. Then friendships on the road are important, particularly when, you know, when Sheldon's doing his thing, you've got the T-shirt stuff to run and trying to keep stuff out of his pockets when you're putting it into the wash or the wash, depending on where you're from. Darren and Mandy Pittman won't be on the road next year. And I know that you guys have had a great friendship with the Pittmans for a number of years. That must make you sad that a part of your family, you know, it won't be out on the road.
Yeah, I think, you know, that's something ever since Mandy and Darren told us, both of us have been struggling with. Mandy and Darren, they were there from day one for us. I worked out of Mandy's trailer. Kind of my go-to person when it comes to, you know, and Stuart and I are close, and just last year they pulled off the road, so that was hard as well. I told Sheldon the other day, I said, I feel like my friends are all leaving me, but you know, I'm very close with Kelsey Ripper, Kyle's wife, and then Hannah, Jacob Allen's girlfriend. We've become pretty close. So they got to go. They came with me on my bachelorette party trip to Disney. Pretty awesome group of girls. I got to go do that. And then I see some of my friends that don't run the Outlaw Tour necessarily, but like Megan, where they kind of pick and choose their schedule. And I see them at the bigger shows as well. So I'm lucky. I have good friends, and I know I can call Mandy and Jen whenever.
Because you never chose this life, like thinking about it. You never made a conscious decision that you would be on the road every other night all over America. You know, and I imagine, although it's cool to, you know, to travel with your best friend, you know, with your fiance and with Pella, it's got to be a lonely road sometimes. So it must be really important to have those kind of besties out there with you.
For sure. The people on the road become your family. We see them more than our own blood relatives. So we definitely become close. And those are the people that, you know, you talk to about stuff and you see more often. And yeah, they mean a lot to you. And so when somebody comes off the road, that's tough for sure.
I know that you're super proud of Sheldon in many respects in his life, although he frustrates you with the Sharpie thing. And there's probably other things as well that I'm sure you can bring up. But the Wayne County experience then must have been next level. Can you explain what that was like as his fiance to see those kind of scenes for the win at Wayne County?
Yeah, I think from start to finish that night was pretty unbelievable. I knew there were a lot of people who are not just Haudenschild fans, but Sheldon fans. But that night, for the first time, just kind of speechless about it. I mean, the support that we got at the t-shirt trailer from beginning to end of the night, the support he had, the people chanting his name after the race, to hear that, it kind of puts into perspective just how many awesome people we have behind us, and just how many people there are rooting for him to do, sorry to use rooting with an Australian.
Good girl.
Hoping for him to do well. We'll use hoping.
Well picked up, Zan. You're very good. For Aussies, whenever we hear that who you're rooting for thing, we always go, that's interesting. I was thinking about this before, to use the abbreviation sugar honey iced tea, the SHIT word. One of the things that Sheldon is not, and he's inherited this from his father, he's not a sugar honey iced tea head. And I think that no one can tell me a story about when Jack ever lit up at someone on the racetrack or caused trouble. And he's loved by almost everyone. That whenever you hear Jack, people just go, oh man, the wild child. And Sheldon has got that same demeanor where I don't think that he has offended anybody that I'm aware of. He's got a very laid back way. So he's very likable, Zan, as much as you see some things that aren't. He's just like his dad. He's a very likable person.
That's correct. Yeah. And I feel that too. Again, when I talk to fans, especially the fans who have followed Jack and now follow Sheldon, we kind of brought them with us, kind of a thing. And then the new fans too. I think their personalities don't go unnoticed by fans. They take time with fans. And I feel like I can say that as an outsider that, they really do take the time and make the fans feel welcome. They're genuine people. And I think that's very important.
Sheldon, tell me about Zan. Tell me about this incredible woman that you're about to marry, because the thing I love about what she does, mate, she brings style to our sport. Like, she brings this really eclectic, fresh style. She's not a race background girl, but what she does is what she does. Tell me about her and the things that you love about her.
Man, too many to list, but man, she's focused for one, like, just doing t-shirts. I thought she would ever be doing something like that, like designing t-shirts for race cars. Like, she picked up on it so quick, and, I think has done really well at it, and, reads the crowd really well and is good with the fans in the trailer. And, for me, I couldn't ask for much more. And she went to college to be a PR person. So I got double whammy, a good looking lady and a smart lady too. So couldn't ask for much more, but just how focused she is. She's 100% on my team, and I'm 100% on her team. And that's what it takes. Absolutely.
And the cool part too, one of my favorite shirts that you had in the early days in the 93 car, Zan, was actually kind of like the Warbirds style, with the pretty girl with the shorts and the hair up and all that sort of stuff on the back of the car, which obviously you designed off yourself. Some women might have gone, I don't know if I want my man to have a girl on his sprint car shirt, but you knew that was going to be a good seller, right?
Yeah, actually we've done a pinup girl every year now. So we have a different girl each year. And they kind of become like my little friends. They're on the wall all year, so I have to look at them all year. And I think it's just important that I keep them retro pinup and not classless pinup. That was kind of the push behind it, was that retro vibe. I like old things. So it just kind of was something I wanted to do, and we tried it out in the 93 and it was a hit. So we just each year have a new girl.
Sheldon, some of the NOS energy stuff you've done, the promo video stuff is just phenomenal, mate. Like, you've got a great sponsor, but they're so imaginative and so creative. And some of that stuff you guys have been doing with the drifting, marrying that stuff together, geez, you must have had some fun with that.
Yeah, for sure. Once again, I feel so fortunate. When I grew up racing dirt bikes, you always think of big sponsors and people that fit your style. And you never dream of having a sponsor like that, and to be in the shoes to actually have a sponsor that is an awesome product and allows you to do cool things and supports you racing. I couldn't ask for much more. So very grateful to do the cool stuff like that. And man, I just feel like the company and myself are a good combo. And I feel like what they represent is, what I represent and do.
I-55, mate. It just seems to fit your way of doing things. I guess it's kind of like a mini Eldora, but geez, you just go next level when you roll into Peevely. Why is that?
Man, I don't know. I think it's just a track that fits my style. To me, it's a supercross track or a motocross track, and you got to run the boards and make big moves. So you got to throw some block passes every once in a while. So just kind of get your elbows up and run it type of place.
7 wins this season, mate. Takes you to 14 career wins, 302 starts, puts you 35th in the all-time win list already in a short space of time. This year was a good year for you despite the craziness of 2020.
Yeah, for sure. You could always say, what if the season went longer or whatnot, but happy with the season. Our goal is just win some races and get comfortable with Ripper and myself and the guys. So, we had a really fun year and, didn't win till July. So to win 7 of them after July was cool. And, I think the goal next year is just win a little sooner off the bat and try and get it going.
Mate, you were only 70 points off Donnie for 3rd this year. Like, that's a phenomenal effort, mate.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, you could say all the what ifs you want, but I feel like we were really consistent. And, I had a few crashes, Peevely leading the one night at Knoxville, broke leading in Indiana, a couple others that we were running really good at and didn't get the finishes that we could have. But that's just how it plays out. I mean, Brad lost 100 points in a weekend and still won the championship. To me, that's one of the coolest things is seeing Brad struggle like that and still prevail at the end. I think Brad's a great, to try and replicate and learn from him.
I hope you can still hear me okay. That link was just a little bit slow at your end. I think you still got me. Just want to check that our Wi-Fi is still working okay. Can you guys hear me all right?
Yes.
Okay. Knoxville Raceway, it's a phenomenal place. I love the fact that when you go down a certain part of the campgrounds, not far out of turn 3 and 4, there's a bunch of motorhomes that all park together, including the Jacobs, including the Haudenschiilds, and also Tammy and Ed. And I think back to, it was a couple of years ago now at Knoxville when Ed got ill, and I just want to send a shout out to Tammy and Ed. I always love hanging out with them, Sheldon, and I know that your family is very close, mate.
Yeah, for sure. And thank you. Ed's definitely doing really good and retired now. And he's building an old race car in his shop that's really cool that I would say he would have done pretty soon. And hopefully people can see it because he is a meticulous man and he's building a really cool race car right now.
Excellent. Mate, what's it going to take to win the Knoxville Nationals? I mean, I know that's a question that probably everyone asks you, but that event is just next level, isn't it? And it's not a place that's been necessarily good to you or your dad over the years. You had a monster wreck on the back stretch at that place. What's it going to take to win a Nationals?
To me, it's just getting my car comfortable there and having your mind right. I think you have those two, if you have your mind right and a good race car and a good team behind you, you can complicate it all you want, or you can make it as simple as you want. So I try to go the simple route, and we've been working on it, and Ripper had me feeling really good there. And to me, it's just getting our race car good, qualifying well, and putting a night together, really.
I ask a lot of people what it's like to drive down that main street when you see those big bleachers and that big flag. Does that give you any sort of chills when you start getting close to that place?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think I've been there every year since I was born. So, yeah, I would say I have been. So, to me, it's like my home in August. We've done it so many times, and the feeling, you never really get used to it. The Knoxville week is just so big, and and now racing it, there was a couple years there was a little bit weird for me because I was racing back home, but then we would go to Knoxville and we would kind of take that week off because, obviously I wasn't ready equipment wise or whatnot. So we just went and raced, and it was expensive for us to get out there. So to me, that was the weirdest feeling, going there, not getting to race, but, still getting the experience through my dad in the pits and all that. But now racing it, it's a whole different deal. And it's more of a blur now. When I was a little kid or a little younger, got to have a lot of fun and experience the whole week. And, for me now, it's more going, focus on the racing, more chilling in the motorhome than you would think. And just staying focused on race night, because it's easy to get distracted there, just doing a lot of stuff for a lot of people, which is fine and part of it. But, you're there for one reason.
And the cool part too, Sheldon, is you come off the back of Peevely rolling into there. So if you've had a good Ironman, like you quite often do, you bring enormous speed and good form into the Nationals, which is so important as well.
Yeah, for sure. And just getting your car rolling, the month prior to Nationals is important, and making sure you and your team are having fun and just having fun, really. If we're going into Nationals having a lot of fun and we have fun that week, anything's possible.
It could be, well, it's going to be $200,000 to win the race this year. I think they're down to the last 5 or 6 laps that people can sponsor for $1,000 a lap. So if you led every one of the 50 laps, 200 large, that's pretty good money. That's sort of getting back to what your old man used to win in like Mopar Million money and stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, my dad's won a ton of money, and at the end of the day, the money don't matter because it's already gone. So to me, it's winning the race. It could pay, obviously the pay is great and we appreciate it, and that's how we live. But to put your name on that brick wall is what it's all about.
Yeah, be on the avenue of champions, mate, behind that bleachers. More importantly, there's something going on this weekend. Something on Saturday. Tell me about the wedding. Obviously, I was invited and I couldn't make it, and I appreciate that. But tell me about the plan, mate. What's happening Friday night? Is Zan staying with friends? Are you staying with friends? Because you're not allowed to see the bride.
Nope. So we're just staying in the shop, and her family's coming in from Indiana, and luckily we finally have a home to call our own and can stay in now. So Friday night, do a little rehearsal and do the deal on Saturday.
So I got some questions. I don't know if you're going to be able to tell me this stuff or not. What's the wedding song? Am I allowed to know that? What are you walking down the aisle to, Zan, or is that classified?
That's not classified. It's a song. It's the movie score from the movie The Holiday.
Oh.
It's a song that it's a movie that my mom and I watched all the time, and my mom will be giving me away. So that's the song that we went.
Oh, everyone's going to be crying when you're walking down the aisle. The wedding cake, what is it? Are we talking chocolate? Are we talking vanilla? Are we talking ice cream cake? Like how many tiers?
We actually just did one cake to cut, and then we did cupcakes. Just because it's easier, and my friend Haley has a bakery at home, so she's doing the cupcakes.
Can Sheldon dance? What is the wedding dance, the waltz, going to be like? Should I be worried?
Yes.
Yes, I should be worried, or yes, you can dance?
Yes,
no.
Be worried.
Yes.
You know what happens? It becomes the wedding sway, Sheldon. It just becomes this deal. You just kind of just...
That's fine.
Yeah. Honeymoon, important information. Where do we all go? Are we invited? Where are you going?
Well, no honeymoon this winter. Maybe planning something out next winter where I can come over there, race, and maybe go to New Zealand or something for our honeymoon.
Australia. Just saying. Australia. What is Rico going to do at this wedding? Is Rico going to steal the show? I'm imagining that something radical is going to happen with Abreu.
Hard to say.
Yeah. It's a good chance something radical will happen. I'm really excited. You've got 7 bridesmaids. Is that right, Zan? Like, how's this work?
Yes, I believe so. 7 bridesmaids.
Sheldon, how many? That means you got to have 7 mates, Sheldon. Like 7 on your side too.
He does.
Wow.
That was hard to pull together.
I bet. I bet. Is Dad in that group?
Nope.
Oh, he's not. Dad, is he going to wear a tie? That's another important question. Will the wild child be in a tie?
Zan.
And a suit.
Yep. Zan bought him a new kit.
Ooh, look out.
He wasn't very happy, but.
Please get a picture. Please get a picture of the wild child in a suit, please.
Well, the one that he always wears is like from the 90s that he wore at the banquet for, 10 years straight.
It was time for a new suit. A nice black.
There would have to be a great wedding picture of your mum and dad somewhere, Sheldon, where he'd have to have one of those crushed velvet numbers like purple or something like that with the big, like the Kenny Jacobs suit. Did you see the photos of Kenny and Kimberly? Oh, my goodness.
Oh, from their wedding, yes.
Yeah.
Well, Dad was married. Was it New Zealand? Dad got married in New Zealand in cowboy boots and blue jeans.
Of course he did. Of course he did.
I can't pull that one off.
No, don't even, you're not even allowed to because your wife is going to look amazing. I can't wait to see the pictures from your wedding. It's going to be phenomenal. I'm a massive fan of what you guys bring to our sport. I wish you the most amazing day. I know that COVID has messed around a little bit with your guest list, but you know what? At the end of the day, the most important bit is that Pella will bring the ring down to you. You'll do an amazing dance, I'm sure, and you're going to look stunning, Zan. I can't wait to see what you look like. Thank you so much for your time tonight, guys.
Yeah, thank you.
It's going to be so good. I can't wait to see the pictures. Can't wait to see the pictures. Have a wonderful wedding. Enjoy the honeymoon in Australia next year. Just putting it out there. And it was wonderful to see Pella briefly. I think I saw her butt occasionally wander by, and that was about all she gave me. Same as the pits at Knoxville.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, she's a diva. Thank you for dropping by, you guys.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it.
Wonderful. Catch you guys soon, and I'll see you when you're Mrs. Haudenschild, Zan, next week.
Oh, yeah.
Woo-hoo!
See you, Wade.
See you, love. Bye. Wow, aren't they fantastic people? I just love what they bring to our sport. Xanabi Smith, about to be Xanabi Haudenschild, and, of course, Sheldon as well. Hey, I would love you to get around Methanol Moonshine merch if you get a chance for me, methanolmoonshinemerch.com. We have a range of T-shirts and hoodies and jackets and also ladies' activewear as well, a range of different things, trucker caps and all sorts of really cool stuff. So I'd love you to get across that. If you're in Australia, it's methanolmoonshine.com.au. Looking forward to next week's program, Wednesday nights with Wade. We wish the Haudenschields a fantastic weekend with their amazing wedding. Thank you for your time tonight, everybody. Have a wonderful rest of your week. Be safe wherever you are. Enjoy the Christmas build-up. I look forward to seeing you next week on Wednesday nights with Wade. Thanks to all the folks at Knoxville Raceway. Don't forget to get on the dirt. Follow Instagram, follow Twitter, follow the Facebook page, which you're probably on already now. Have a great day, everybody.